Part 4. Shooting Bunker in a Squad. Let's begin by going to File in the upper left-hand corner. Let's then come down and click on Start Squad Session. And then in the Select Squad dialog box that opens, we currently see that we have 4 squads listed. Let's create a new squad on the fly here that we'll call Bunker Squad 6. And we'll do that so that we can show you another way of creating a squad. We're going to click on New Squad. That opens the squad detail box, and we can now put our name in the top window. Bunker Squad 6. And then we're going to come down just like always and pick out, in this case, 6 shooters from the list of shooters that are available in our system. And I'm just reviewing that by running the scroll bar down the side. Let me go ahead and take the top 6 shooters, and I have guns available for them and have their guns also aligned so that I can do a little shooting. So I've selected those 6, click on OK, and then notice that alphabetically here it is put Bunker Squad 6 ahead of Squads 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we now have the 6 shooters which are in alphabetical order. And in a minute we're going to change that and get them in the order that we want, get everything ready to go for the squad. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that Bunker Squad 6, and I'm going to come down and click on OK. And that opens then the squad login box, dialog box that you've seen before. And I suggest the first thing we do is go to the top and change from Trap American Fixed to a bunker layout by clicking on Browse. Let's go over here and click on Trap Olympics Singles 2013 rules. And now that has been appropriately placed in the system. Let's next take care of getting our squad in the proper order. Remember, right now they're just alphabetical. And let's just do 2 things. Let's move Ralph from the bottom to the top and Bob from the top to the bottom. So I'm going to move Ralph up by clicking the up arrow, 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 and now Ralph is on the top. Now let me move Bob to the bottom by clicking the down arrow, the down arrow, the down arrow, the down arrow, and now I've accomplished what I wanted to do. The next thing I want to show you is picking out a stand for these shooters to stand on. Now, it has defaulted in the right order so that we have station 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And of course, 6 is the non-shooting location that is located behind the 5 shooters. If these were not in proper order, let me open that up and show you that for each shooter you do have an opportunity of picking out the specific station that you want. However, these are in the proper order, so let's just leave them in that order. Now, again, in this case, the gun for each person has already been selected as the bunker gun. That's out of 6 different guns. If these are not proper, then you're going to want to go through and pick out the gun that each shooter wants. But again, we have everything in order right now. So let's go ahead at this point and just simply click on OK, saying that's exactly the order that we want. All right. Now, I want to have you take a look up here in the layout window and notice that for a change I have not selected a move around the room mode. And you can see that here by the fact that there's only 1 shooting station. And I'm going to click here on Configure Room Mode and Anchor Points and show you that over here it is possible to have different modes where we would have move around the room, but it's also possible to have target comes to shooter. Now, I'm going to show you if I clicked on Move Around the Room, Prioritized Anchors, and then came down and said OK. Notice that it does lay out the room in such a fashion that I have 5 shooting stations. And based upon the width of the wall that I have, it is really telling me that shooting station number 3 is directly in the center and 144 inches back, but shooting station number 4 is 23 inches to the right. Shooting station 5 is 45 inches to the right. And this is almost as far apart as we can get these stations. We could widen the wall a little bit more, and we can get out to have about 24 to 25 inches between each one. But it's still, even at that maximum dimension of 24 or 25 inches, it makes it difficult to have a squad of 6 because you're standing 24 inches from center of one person to the center of the other person. So most people that I've showed this to say, I think I would rather go with a target comes to shooter mode, and that will allow us then to have a smaller room and still accomplish the same thing. So let me show you how that's done. I'm going to click here on Configure Room and Anchor Points. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on Target Comes to Shooter. And then I'm going to come down and click on OK, and let's take a look at what the room looks like. Now the room only has one shooting station. So what we're going to do here is suggest that with one shooting station, which is right directly in the middle of the room, and with 6 shooters like we're showing down here at the bottom, Ralph, Danny, Henry, Joe, Peter, and Bob, that they stand more like skeet shooters do. Ralph is going to be up here physically on the right position, which with the room layout that I have is 108 inches away from the wall. You could go back as far as 144 inches. But with that set at 108 inches, now then, Ralph is going to stand on that position. Danny is going to be behind him, Henry behind Danny, and so forth. So we're going to have 6 people in a row. And then Ralph is going to take his shot and move to the back of the line, just like a row of skeet shooters. So they're going to rotate around in such a fashion that every time they take a shot, they go to the back of the line. When they get back up on the shooting station, they take their shot and move to the back. Now again, the advantage that you're going to find on this is much less room space required in terms of width. And so that's what we're going to be doing right now. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my gun, and I'm going to call for a target and take that first shot. Pull. Danny moves into position. Pull. Henry moves up. Pull. Joe moves into position. Pull. Peter moves up. Pull. Bob then moves from position 6 up to station 1. Pull. Ralph then moves on to station 2. Pull. And finally, Danny moves on to position 3. Pull. And that gives you a pretty good idea of how this squatting software moves around and keeps you moving from this position. Now I'm going to stop the round by going up and clicking the Finish Round button. This will interrupt what's going on, and I would like to take you to the automatic print routine so you can see how that works. So I'm going to click on Finish Round. And when I do that, it immediately takes me to the squad results. And on the squad results dialog, here in the center portion, we have a summary then and averages of what each shooter has done for the entire round. Now bear in mind, in this case, Ralph has taken 2 shots, Danny has taken 2, everybody else has only taken 1, and I've stopped it at this point. First thing I want to mention here is it automatically, anytime you stop it, whether it's by completing the round in a natural fashion or whether you interrupt it like I did by clicking on the Finish Round, it automatically takes you to this area where you're going to be able to gather data from what you have just done. You can't avoid this. It's put in here because of the fact that if you don't take the information at this point, it is gone forever. We do not store it anywhere else. So when it comes to this dialog box right here, basically you can look at the summary information, which is here on this pane for any individual shooter by simply clicking their name up at the top, and it brings up the next person's information. Then it moves on to Henry, Joe, Peter, and Bob. Now I can print whatever is whoever name is up here and is clicked. I can come down to this point and click on print, and it'll print a one-page sheet, 8.5 by 11, with the data for that particular person. Then I also have another option down here where if I want to simply print everybody's, I'm not going to be selective as to who's printed and who isn't. I can simply come down here and click on Print All, and that will print everybody on the squad, regardless of whether it's one person in the squad or 6 people in the squad. And then I have one further option, and that is if I simply want to save this information in a PDF file, I can do that by coming here and clicking on Save as PDF. Now, when you click here, Save as PDF, it creates one PDF file, and in this case, with 6 shooters, it will be a 6-page report. And by simply having it that way, it makes it easy. We make one click. We save all of the possible data that's here, and then later when you go back and look in the PDF file, you can simply decide to print all 6 pages in this case, or you can simply go ahead and print one or another of those pages. So that's what this print information is all about. And I'll have you come down here now, and we're going to click on OK, and when we click on OK, that's it. It's gone forever if we haven't either put it on a piece of paper or saved it as a PDF file. Hope that helps you.